What's poppin', everybody? It's Christian Oates, aka Honeybunch. And I'm here with Munch with Honeybunch. Sorry, I'm exhausted. I've had a long week. I'm recording this on Thursday night for the little intro thing. Oh, the exposure on my face also sucks, but it's all good. Yeah, long week. Been doing a lot of hard work for school. It feels like it's a long time before the Munch Monday becomes back and everything, but it's a refreshing 2 week break. This week I had a guest, Collin Echols. It's crazy because the timeliness of this, I didn't realize I pushed this back so much because there's a part in the end, might as well say now, where I let him know that I'll be like joining the radio guys for school, and I'm being a part of the staff. So that was before the school year started, and now we are about to be on fall break. But yeah, this was a great episode. I've gotten to know Colin a lot more since he's a very cool guy. Love that guy. I've gotten even normally knew him from marching band stuff since he helps a lot with his sister, but really cool, helpful, knowledgeable. I know I'm making a clip out of this one. Shout out V8 also. I want to get a sponsor one day. Yeah, great episode with Colin. Apparently Friday the Heat play game 5. Hopefully they can knock it out, knock the Celtics out. They're up 3-1 right now. So by the time you're seeing this, either they're still alive or, yeah, because I think they play on Sunday too. So either the series is 3-3 or the Heat won. Or it could be 4-2. You know what I mean. I hope the Heat win. And let's hop right into this next episode. I'm sorry. Bear with me. Enjoy. All right. Today I have on my Toronto Blue Jays hat and T-shirt because my guest today is a Warren Central senior, a 91.1 WEDM sports voice, and a baseball player, Collin Echols. Collin, how are you doing on this day?
Doing pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm fine. I haven't done much, but that's every day at this point.
Of course.
And the sort of meal that we have for today is Colin has a protein shake. I have a milkshake. You can tell who's the athlete here. What flavor do you have right there?
So this is basically chocolate, banana, and peanut butter. So, something simple, a lot of protein, post-workout, pre-workout type thing.
Yeah, I've been looking to get sort of protein shake, but I don't have the funds for it. But I have a peanut butter milkshake, and we'll just get the first sip out the way. Whoa, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Stats show that you're about to click off in the next few seconds, so stick around. And while you're here, subscribe. Go and scroll down, click that button, and also hit that notification bell just so you can get notified every time I drop a video on here. We got clips, we got the videos, we got the midweeks, everything, maybe an update, everything going great on here. So we can go and have a party on YouTube, baby. Now, back to the video. And there we go. So to start off with in baseball, school basically ended off right before the season could start, even though you guys were preparing for it. What was it like not being able to have a junior year season?
It was kind of weird, it's one of those things where you walk into every semester after winter break and you're expecting to get ready to get at it and go out on the field and play some good baseball games, and then you get that call where it may happen, it may not, and then finally it doesn't happen. It's kind of like, wow, you got to find something to do with yourself for that little bit of time. So, I guess it gave me a better opportunity to get some more extra work in for this senior season, but still kind of a disappointing junior year not to have it. And, just kind of a strange year overall.
Yeah, it really just felt like all the training before was sort of all for nothing, right?
I wouldn't say so much all for nothing. You still have travel ball season, which just got over, and you're working towards senior season and hopefully eventually towards college. So, I wouldn't call it all for nothing, but it's a little weird trying to put all those pieces together, which we had a lot of good pieces for my junior season, and then having all those kind of break apart and some of them graduate and stuff like that. So a little bit of a disappointment there.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned travel baseball. So what is the sort of organization that you're part of, travel baseball?
So I'm part of the Indy Sticks organization. We just added a second team was it 2 or 3 years ago now, called Team Indiana. So we've been going all over the place: Kentucky, Cincinnati, Chicago. Really just kind of those three main areas, playing some really good ball, some really good teams, and just trying to get out there, get at it, get recognized type thing. So
what's been your favorite trip with travel baseball so far?
I don't know, probably maybe one of the Cincinnati ones. We all get together, stay in the team hotel, and try to go do stuff when we can, stuff like that. Chicago was really fun too. Obviously, got to go downtown, stuff like that. So, just kind of those ones where you get to hang out together and just kind of chill like that.
So mainly, is it just you guys travel around the Midwest generally?
Yeah, for the most part, our coach's theory is that you don't have to go all the way to Florida or Missouri or stuff like that to get college coaches to come see you. There's a lot of really good baseball schools around Indiana and in the Midwest that a lot of us have potential to go to. So his idea is just kind of stay around this area and then see who picks us up around here. And then, word of mouth and social media stuff spreads. So you don't got to go all over the place to get recognized.
Yeah, that's the great thing about sort of being in the world we live in now. You can just be more found out about through social media, and even being on TV, more platforms to be discovered rather than, I saw this on a newspaper, let me go check that out. But I know that the importance of sort of travel seasons and travel teams is very important for different sports. How does it correlate to the importance for you and baseball?
So for baseball, there's a lot of big scouting corporations and organizations that come out and watch these games. So a lot of the games that you play in, if you look on Twitter or something and, find whatever tournament you're in, you'll see 50 to 100 posts a day about all these different games that you've played in. So it's really just a good outlet for all these college coaches that, obviously like this year, a lot of them are stuck on campus because of the coronavirus and stuff like that. So for those of them that can't come watch, now they have an opportunity to see, oh, this kid's doing this, he's doing this. Just through these scouting corporations, they can still come watch us and post us and push us out there on social media. So it's a really big deal in terms of looking forward for college and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think I'm starting to understand that it's just another platform and another way to get just recognition for everything and give yourself better chances for playing at the next level. And even though that's not a part of the school for Warren, would be your senior season, hoping you guys can have it. How important is this for you compared to every other thing that you've dealt with?
I think it's just one of those things where it's kind of like, obviously you're a senior, you want to go out, lead the team and kind of, leave your mark and your imprint on the school and Warren Central baseball and try to do things big. But especially since this will be my first and only varsity year because last year was taken away. You want to go out and you want to make a big splash because those colleges, if they're following you in travel ball, odds are they're probably going to follow you through school ball as well. So if you can have them watching you at school ball and you still make those big splashes and those big outstanding plays and still make moves like that, you got a much better shot rather than someone that doesn't take school ball as seriously and only looks at travel ball.
Yeah, it seems like the sort of stage and the stakes are a lot higher, but being that you are a senior now, and even last year you would have been a leader, but this year it's even more important. What is it like for you transitioning to the role of a leader and a role that, the guys have to look to you for rather than anybody else?
It's kind of a thing where you want, obviously you want to succeed while you're at school. And while I'm at Warren, we love to get out there and win and succeed and stuff like that. But once you're gone, you don't want to see that die off either. I'm still going to have a lot of friends that are going to be juniors and seniors next year and stuff like that. And I want to see them go out there and succeed. So it's really kind of just about switching that Warren Central baseball culture over to getting everyone to kind of be all in on it. So in the future, they still have a really good program and they can put all the pieces together and hopefully make some big noise.
What's poppin'? I just wanted to pop in and talk to you about the official social media accounts for Munch with Honeybunch. On both Instagram and Twitter, we'll be doing giveaways, interacting with listeners, posting shoutouts, anything else that sounds cool. So, go on over to @MunchHoneyBunch on both Instagram and Twitter. See you there. And speaking of the culture of Warren Central baseball, based off of what I've seen, records and everything, it hasn't looked the most positive and everything. So even though you've been there, I'm not trying to insult you or anything, but how does that sort of weigh on the team and like morale and everything, knowing the past and sort of trying to change how everything is for the team for the future?
It's a big deal. Obviously, Warren Central has always been a big football school. And in recent years, they've turned into a big basketball school as well. And, if you look at across the United States, the three big major sports are baseball, basketball, and football. Everyone, someone can name a team somewhere in one of those three sports or know a player in one of them. And for baseball to be such an undermined sport at Warren Central, in my opinion, it's a big deal for all of us to want to kind of change the culture. We want to come out to our games and see the bleachers packed full of people and, see people come out and support us. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make that big splash and try and flip it around to where Warren Central can be a baseball school. And we have plenty of the talent and pieces to do that. We just have to get everybody all in and really just get everyone to buy into that culture.
Yeah, because I can tell that you guys are really just looking for the chance to be able to sort of pop out and be like, hey, we're good too. And I know that sort of happened with the marching band a few years ago with our state championships. We were like, oh, they're not as bad as we had thought. So I can just tell that the Warren Central baseball team is just looking for that opportunity. But as for you as an individual athlete, how far are you looking to go as a baseball player?
Everyone's ideal is making it to the pros and signing those, multi-million-dollar contracts and stuff. And honestly, that would be great. But if I can just if I can get my way into college and just finish out college playing 4 more years of baseball, that would be plenty for me. All I really want to do in the future is just kind of be around it in some way, shape, or form, whether that's sports broadcasting or social media or something like that. But really, I would be perfectly happy and feel accomplished if I could just make it to the college level and get out there and have a good solid 4 seasons at the college level.
You ever see yourself being a coach for baseball of some sort?
Yeah, I could maybe see it. I don't know. It's a whole lot different. I mean, you look at good players like Michael Jordan, super good at basketball, but he couldn't coach. It's not just that's not how his mind works. His mind works as a player and a player only. And I think I can make it happen, but I think I'm better off just kind of in the player mindset.
Mm-hmm. And let's transition a little bit. I see you with the Boston College hoodie on. I wanted to actually talk about Butler because I've seen you sort of having a connection to them recently. What is that like for you and Butler?
So number one, both of my uncles went there when they were in college. They both went to Warren. My oldest uncle was on the first state championship team for football back in '84 with Jeff George and all them. And he went on to play football at Butler. My younger uncle went on to play football at Butler. So it's kind of just a family ties type thing. Grandparents still have season tickets to football and basketball games, so we go to a lot of those every year. But that's really just kind of the big thing is just family ties.
Do you still plan on applying there, probably, or not really?
Not too much. I looked at them a little bit in the beginning, but honestly, the hard part is choosing whether you want to play baseball over what you want to study. Yeah. And for me, it's more of what I want to study over baseball. So you kind of got to find a school that matches both of those. And Butler, as good of a baseball school as they are, they really just didn't match up with what I wanted to study as well. So,
what are you thinking of studying?
Right now, it's a sports broadcasting career. Somewhere in there, like I said, just kind of want to stay around sports. It's what I love to do. So.
Does that mean Ball State for you?
I don't know, man. Ball State's got a really, really, really good program. But like I said, I also want to play college and baseball as well. Ball State, they're a top-notch D1 school for baseball, which I don't want to say is out of my reach, but they're recruiting guys, that have been recruited since middle school. So they look at a different breed of players, and so yeah, it's really kind of up in the air at this point. But like you said, you picked the Goshen College hoodie earlier. That's a top option right now. I've been in contact with their baseball coaches a lot. Huntington University, just smaller schools like that still have good, TCOM sports broadcasting programs as well as baseball programs is really kind of where I'm looking at.
Yeah, and well, good luck with all that. And going over to talking about sports broadcasting and specifically radio, ever since basically your freshman year, right, you've been a part of the Warren radio program. What would you say is your most memorable moment from all your years, if you can think of one?
It's got to be calling that state football game a couple years ago. The final 14-0 game of the big trio. David Bell, Jaden George, Ramir Elliott, all of them. Just being up there and walking through media pass on the field, way up in the skybox, stuff like that. I mean, it's almost gets to like a surreal moment where you're like, yeah, I could be doing this for the rest of my life. Like I could really make a career out of this. And I think that's kind of when I started to make that flip from being whatever it was I wanted to be at the time to moving into sports broadcasting, was just to get those experiences, stuff like that.
And for you, no matter what sport it is, what's your process of calling a game normally? Like what goes on in your head?
So the biggest thing beforehand is no matter what sport it is, you got to prep. So whether it's football or basketball or baseball, which I know a lot about, or if I've got to call, I mean, obviously we don't do this, but if I got to call a soccer game or a tennis match, that stuff I don't know much about. So the biggest thing you got to do beforehand is prep. You got to get all your research done, figure out who the different players are, what the team's strengths and weaknesses are. And then on the other side, the harder part is you got to figure out the opponent. So you can't just walk down the halls and run into a soccer player and be like, I got a question for you. Can you answer this for me? Now you're having to reach out to athletic directors and coaches and looking on match preps and 24/7 sports and all that different stuff, using all those outlets to just try and get yourself informed about what's going to be going on for the game.
Yeah, I know that's one thing I have to sort of get better with, but I think you should try. I don't know if you are this year, but you should look to be more involved with the MIC network and everything, because that's a good opportunity. But I want to take this time to let you know that I am actually going to be a part of radio as a class this year. So
there you go.
Yeah,
finally came to the good side.
Yeah. It is taking away a period from TV, but I think I can balance it well. But I know you sort of gave just a little bit before, but if you can give any more tips for play-by-play or color commentary for me and anyone else.
Another big thing too is cheat sheets. A lot of people want to be ultra professional and have all this stuff written down in your head, but when you're sitting there calling a basketball game and it's 5 minutes to just up and down the court at a time with no breaks, you got to have. I mean, you can't process everything that's going on and remember everything that you researched at the same time. So having cheat sheets and having stats written out and upcoming schedules and just having those little kind of intricate details that you may or may not use during the game or in future games, having those little details can set you from being, just an okay broadcaster and getting up there and putting on a decent performance versus being someone like Dickie V, who calls some of the biggest NCAA basketball games ever. The difference between being an amateur and being someone like him. Joe Buck is another one. I mean, you look at them, they know every little detail about everything that's going on. They've got it all written down somewhere. So having those tiny details just kind of throw in there every so often is always a really good thing.
Yeah, I know, like when I sort of looked to try to research in the school, I know that some schools max preps isn't all up to date and everything, and sometimes it's hard to find information, especially since even though Indiana is considered a basketball state, the high school realm, especially what we're around, is harder to figure things out about. But I'm really excited to be actually joining you and the team officially this year. And if for baseball, if you need me to come back, I know it's there for like 3 days. Might have to help you out. Still don't know what position I could play, but I got you guys.
Hey, he's a utility player. We'll throw him anywhere in the field. He'll do what he's got to do, right?
Yeah, but, I really appreciate you joining me for this episode of Munch with Honeybunch to my amazing setback here. But yeah, that'll do for us today. Have a good day, everyone.